Once again, I would like to welcome you to the Global Students Dialogue 2015. The Global Students Dialogue is a series of forums, conversations, and meetings that will be attended by university students, the academia, leaders, and emerging leaders in Africa and across the world. This year's forum is Fighting Inequality and Poverty through Student Action.
The Secretary General of the United Nations says that young people are the torch bearers of this new sustainable development agenda. If at the global level there's a recognition that youth are the torch bearers of this new sustainable development goals, it really positions the topic that you are discussing here today. It puts it at the center of global initiatives.
They didn't let London have a university until 1815, which is actually really late. They had dozens of universities elsewhere. They didn't do that because they didn't want students being activists too close to power. They didn't want the students to disturb the monarchy. So that tells you how much power students can wield if students really organize effectively.
The direction we take is going to determine whether we succeed or fail in our quest for civilization.
Forget terrorism, forget ISIS, forget Boko Haram, forget the proliferation of nuclear weapons. The greatest challenge that the world faces today is the growing income inequality and poverty.
How do we as students, whether in Uganda or in Canada or wherever we are in the world, how can we actually impact upon such vast inequality?
For those of you who are still students today in university, or perhaps eternal students in the University of Life, my call to action for you is this: take charge of your education and embrace experiential learning.
Not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone wants that life. But we need to reshape the way that education is done.
That means the education sector has to give us the skills not only to sit in offices, but also acquire the skills like carpentry, like, bricklaying, like poultry, like farming, like those skills that will not require us to have a degree per se, but will enable us have the skills to do work and get money.
If we don't get young people taking an interest in agriculture, we're not going to solve inequality.
We are talking about having people and being able to feed the people. And if you cannot feed the people, then you have everything wrong around you.
And I think we can use our knowledge as young people who have attained education and who are able to understand the value chain from the farmer to the middleman to the markets, then to the export, to be able to nourish our agriculture industry.
Any effort to address poverty in its root causes needs to look at inequality and injustice. And with that, we are political. If we are not, we are treating symptoms. We are not treating the root causes.
And the question is, what is the role of students, of young people, in ensuring just governance? We have a record low participation in elections by young people across the continent.
We must get down to having leaders who are going to have the political will to see this country develop.
And you cannot begin to blame the government that you have if you have not participated in creating that government.
We need to take the skills that we learn in university and apply them to these real-world situations. To be taken seriously, we need to show that we've really studied and analyzed the issues, the root causes, who's involved, show that we have an in-depth understanding. We also need to be flexible and adaptable. If one thing doesn't work, try another.
But if you only make noise and you don't know how to approach the right people, sometimes also in a one-on-one, sometimes in a back room, sometimes through all kinds of connections you have, then you will fail.
The idea is that we need to tap into this student energy, the youth energy, to make things happen, and also to make sure we continue encouraging ideas.
Getting students to form global relationships. These relationships are crucial towards building up momentum to be able to tackle these global issues.
we need to have a mindset of that, it's possible. And it's possible because we do have all of these enablers, but we just have to wake up and use them. And I think conversations like these ones, I think I'm very excited that Awel and his colleagues are putting together a platform connecting young Africans. I think it's never happened before, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen within the next 10, 15, 5 decades from now.